Bang! Neeves Knives. I'm Jared, and we're about to check out a few knives, a couple of which that are brand new, like the new KIZER LIEB button lock. Now, this was a gift from Fiend. Fiend, thank you so much, man. I appreciate it. This is so awesome. So, first off, I was going to wind up buying this because the little LIEB, so we have it somewhere. We can't find it, but we have the regular LIEB is a small knife, but it's got some of the best flipping actions of any knife. And I'm hands down of any knife. The action is insanely good. And so, but to me, it was always just a little bit too small for me. But because the action was so good and it's such a cool blade shape and everything, I liked it a lot. It's a perfect size. It's not too big. It's a medium. It'd be considered a medium size. But again, even though this is a button lock, not a liner lock, I would love to see this in a liner lock version too. But they tuned the detent perfectly. Super snappy. Very, very smooth. Great quality micarta. It's the micarta that really, it's really soft. It has a lot of texture to it, so you can really feel the fibers in it. I can get all 4 fingers on it comfortably, and it is palm filling. So it's slightly contoured, great thickness. Damn it, this is a good knife. The blade shape is such a useful blade shape for EDC. So you're going to be able to do utility cuts. You're going to be able to open things up really nicely. You can technically cut straps, but you want to be careful not to let the rope or strap slip out from over the blade. Slicing is going to be really good. Yeah, this is an awesome, awesome knife. I'm very, very impressed with it. The KIZER LIEB M. I'm guessing M is for medium or midi. They got the jimping riding all the way up the spine nicely. Yeah, this is awesome. The one little complaint I would have is, and it's not even that big of a deal. They actually did somewhat okay. But, yeah, no, they should have backed up the plunge grind a little bit. And, then you'd be able to sharpen more steel off. The regular LIEB was like that too, so not that big of a deal. It does have a reversible deep carry clip that is inset with flat screws. That's awesome. And the clip doesn't bother me in the hand like you'd think it would because it's so thick and broad. So very, very cool. Fiend, again, thank you, man. Now, another new knife I bought from Brian from Transparent Knives. He picked up the new MANIX in 15V, and I was really wanting to get one. He bought an extra one and sold it to me, and well, first off, I love the MANIX knives. One of my favorite knives of all time. And to get it in 15V, which if you don't know Triple B is, Triple B helped create this steel. And that's why it has his logo on there. And supposedly they did his heat treat protocol on it. And I imagine it is absolutely amazing. And if any company could do that, heat treat a steel to an appropriate HRC and, to an optimal range, it would be SPYDERCO. So I am very excited to test this steel out. So what's so special about 15V? So, well, first off, the HRC that I seen Triple B test one that he had at was 65 HRC. So one there, he treating it to a pretty high HRC. But aside from that, it's a high wear resistant steel. It's also very expensive and very difficult to machine. Because of its high wear resistance. Its toughness is supposedly no worse than like 20 CV or M390, at least from what I've read, but its edge retention should be higher than even 10V or K390 or any of those steels, which is absolutely insane because those are already very, very high edge retention steels. So this should be even higher than that. It's an extreme steel. So that's what's so special about it is its high wear resistance. So it should be able to hold an edge for a very, very long time. While it might not have the most toughness, it's also not like it's also not super, super weak. I mean, it doesn't have good toughness at all, but it's not going to be any worse than what we see in M390 or 20 CV, supposedly. But sounds like an amazing steel to me, and I can't wait to test it out and see how well it takes an edge, because from my experience, steels like this take incredibly sharp edges, like just insanely sharp edges. So I can't wait to feel this thing on the stone. And not only take the incredibly sharp edges, but also hold an incredibly sharp edge. I love an edge that will take and hold that bite, that nasty. I'm sure everybody loves that, right? But a lot of steels, you know, you'll get that high level of sharpness, and as soon as you start using it, that kind of goes away pretty quickly. But some of these steels, they tend to hold on to it a lot better. But we'll see, though. You know, it might be a type of steel that hangs on to a super toothy edge even better than a fine edge. But I don't know yet. I have no idea. I am going to find out through my own testing and see how it does. Now, I did hear a bunch of complaints from people saying their grinds were off really bad. And yeah, mine is too. Mine's definitely off from one side to the other. This side is a lot bigger bevel. But, you know, it did come with a very sharp edge. Very good. That's one thing I got to give them credit for. Even though their grinds are always off and they're always wonky, they're always very sharp. And this one is extremely sharp. Lots of bite to this edge. But I'm very excited to find out how this thing takes an edge, you know, whether it takes a good fine edge, a good medium grit edge. You know, I've heard different things, but I want to test it out for myself. The ball lock is, I wish we had this locking system on more knives and more blade shapes, because I absolutely love this type of locking system. It's very similar to a crossbar lock, except for it uses a steel ball instead of a bar. So the detent is perfect. Very smooth, even though it's on washers. So you get that pivot stability, plus a lot of strength. Like, even if you flick it and open and close it over and over, it still stays nice and strong, super solid. I bring out a couple of my older ones. I've had these for a long time. These are still rock solid. This one I did get Flytanium scales and cage whip for. But yeah, detent is still perfect. And then the XL, man, if you guys haven't tried an XL MANIX and you like the MANIX, you should. This is such a beast, and in a good way, because it's a wieldable beast. It's a knife that's big. Sorry, guys. It's a knife that's big, but very easy to control. So it's an XL knife that is very wieldable. So, yeah, I absolutely love it. And, you know, like I said, because it's got that ball lock. Now, a couple other knives that I've already had, but I figure, you know, we'll make the best of this video. We have the CIVIVI KIZER Plus. So this is the big version. So this does come in a small little one. It is an O-stop Howell design. And it's a front flipper. But it's kind of a unique front flipper, because you see how it's like, it kind of just swells right up there and peaks up. So you just kind of use it kind of like the way you'd reach over a front flipper and flip it. You can do the thumb flick. I find that it's even more satisfying just to flip it like a regular flipper. But this, again, kind of like the LIEB earlier, this blade shape is such a useful blade shape. This thing has a utilitarian tip, so this is going to be great for, like, see this grip? See how my fingers wrap right around and then the blade kind of like pokes out? It's going to be really good for utility cuts, opening things up, and it's going to be a great utility knife for the everyday carry purposes. It's got nitro V steel, G10 deep carry clip, liner lock. My one complaint would be I wish there was a little bit more room to get to the liner. It's not horrible. It's okay. But, you know, I always like a lot more, or a little bit more. But yeah, awesome knife. And like I said, it's something that for people that just need a basic EDC knife, you know, something to open things up, cut strings and straps, you know, and open up a box, break down a box here and there. This is a fantastic choice. And it's nice and discreet, nice and little, and it comes in even a smaller one. Next, I'm pulling this out because I actually carried it today. Broke down some cardboard with it, and I think this is a great premium hunting knife. I mean, I guess you could use it as a self-defense knife, and, you know, or just a basic EDC knife, but I think it would shine the most in hunting situations. Now, I know it's a folder, so in most cases, somebody that has a hunting knife, it's going to be a fixed blade. But I just mean for the type of guy that, you know, uses a clip point Bowie style blade every day in a premium package folding knife. That's who I think this is great for, and it is very premium. It is extremely smooth. The detent is perfection. I mean, just a fantastic detent. The geometry is really good. It slices like a dream. The sharpening tool and plunge grind's good. Ergonomics are really nice. The clip works great in and out of the pocket. T8 hardware all the way around. My one complaint is lock bar access again. It's a little bit tight, but you know, it's still an awesome knife. So regardless of that, very, very smooth. But yeah, I just think it's a fantastic choice for somebody looking for a premium folding hunting knife. Now, if you don't like the price of something like this, if it's a little bit out of the range, but you're looking for something in the similar realm, there's this guy right here, which this would be an awesome EDC and hunting knife, or even a self-defense knife too. Same thing, but because it has a straight clip point, it's going to work out a lot better for utilitarian purposes. So when you need to open things up, you see how this one I have to raise all the way up, straight up and down to get to the tip. With this one, I don't have to. So this one, you'll get a lot more leverage through the tip for opening things up, you know, and doing utility cutting. But it is a steel frame lock. It does have a steel lock bar insert, so they can make this steel a little bit softer. And it has, I think it's Nitro V, or is it 14C? 14C, sorry, 14C 28N steel. Super tough steel. Great stainless. Takes a fantastic edge. Holds a decent edge. Straps back very easily, and you can strap back usually over and over, as long as there's not too much damage. The flipping action is amazing. They put the flipper tab nicely above the center of the pivot, so you have a ton of leverage. Detent is nice and strong. Yeah, very, very snappy. Surprisingly good. Like, it's very good. And it's also damn near fall shut action. Yeah, very fall shutty. And you can always reverse flick it. But this straight clip point blade is going to work out good for EDC purposes, and because it still has that, you know, that belly there, you can also still use it for hunting purposes. So it'd still be a good hunting knife, you know, or, you know, EDC / self-defense knife, or just an EDC knife. But, you know, for people that are out in the field, you know, possibly hunting, you know, and needing to, you know, to do those type of tasks, you know, a good clip point is a great blade shape for that. And then just one last one really quick. The new KIZER, XL FEIST. This thing is really awesome. It's really, really, really good. The best FEIST in my opinion. You know, the other FEISTs were good. They were just a little bit too small. This is a great size. And because of the size, it makes this front flipper just work so much even better. It's so snappy, so fidgety. This blade shape is such a useful blade shape for everyday carry. You can do great utility cuts, you can do slicing, and because of the ergos, and that's another thing, because the blade shape and the ergos complement each other so well, you can cut straps, you can cut forward, you can do pinch grips, you know, you can choke up, you know, and get real precision work. It's just such a useful design for multi-purposes, just for an array of different things, you know, especially if you're a jack of all trades type of person, somebody that you never know what you're going to be cutting or using a knife for. This is a great choice for that. Good access to the lock bar, stupid smooth, front flipping action's really good. Even for people that aren't not good with front flippers, this is a good one, because you can always slow roll it. But it's very easy with this one, even easier than the small one. And it has a nice deep carry clip. That's the one complaint I have. Well, I wish the plunge grind was better too, but I wish it came with a milled clip or just a better clip. I think it kind of cheapens it. Now, they do have the MICARTA ones of these that are available right now. I don't think the fat carbon fiber is, but it'll be even more affordable. So I think it's 154 cm. This one's 20 CV and fat carbon, but they have the MICARTA and 154 cm ones that are much more affordable, and that's the one I would recommend 1,000,000%. It should have the same MICARTA as this guy right here. So very, very cool, which is really, really good quality micarta. But I think it's USA made micarta. But anyways, there you guys go. Thank you guys for watching. I love you guys. Peace.